Where does journalism come from? How does a man be integrity? Can one inform and educate while still having fun? I'm here for the truth. The rest is just fluff.
In 1919, the young brothers Milton and Bradley Parker had but a dream that one day, for 1 week in the year, Indianapolis would become a mecca for board gaming aficionados. Today that dream comes true.
Yes, Gen Con. That Midwestern ode to strategy-based, dice-driven diversions. My nephew had a pass he couldn't use on account of being grounded for throwing batteries at his father's moped. Ergo, Uncle Wally made to probe the geeky gamification of his hometown.
Gaming aficionados from all over the world and all walks of life. We got a pirate. Looks like another pirate there. Some sort of swashbuckler.
Observation the first. It is standard practice to invest a small fortune in costume play, or cosplay. It was a treat to recognize beloved intellectual properties in the flesh.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you do for the neighborhood. I know that one. How you doing, Garfield? Still hate Mondays?
But the Gen in Gen Con doesn't stand for generous compliments for accoutre. It stands for Gen Games. But to what do said games owe their inherent appeal? Wallace investigates.
What is D&D?
How many people have you talked to so far? It stands for Dungeons and Dragons, and it's a tabletop role-playing game. I'm the Dungeon Master, so I play every other character in the universe.
And so if I understand this right, then ultimately their fates lie in your hands. I hope you bought that coffee for her.
Their fates lie in the hands of the dice.
There's 20 sides on this die, so we call it a D20.
If I ever want to play the game, could I maybe join you at some point? I think I'd be a wonderful dungeon master.
I think you gotta try it yourself. You should find your own group.
My mission was clear. I had to experience this Dungeons and Dragons for myself. Since I assumed such a game could only take about 15 minutes, I was honor bound to stay until I had a role-playing quest under my proverbial belt.
Hi. Hello. I have just learned about Dungeons and Dragons. If anybody would be interested in adding someone to their group, what do you call it? Cloister? I'm looking for a seat at the table. I'm hungry for it.
We didn't bring our stuff today, so.
Joining a game and media race, it turns out, is not so easy.
Play with me. Play with me.
They said no. They said no. She politely declined. This fellow, I won't even repeat what he said. At the risk of compromising my objective journalistic integrity, I was sad.
It is hour 5 of trying to find someone to play Dungeons and Dragons with me. I mean, what is it? Do I not look like a gamer? You're fine. I should just knock all this over. That'd show him. No, I couldn't do that. It's beautiful.
But then, just as the camera stopped rolling, my fortunes shifted. A group of friendly attendees beckoned me to complete the circle round their table, and like that, I finally played my first game of D&D.
What are we playing here?
Awakening Lair.
Wakening Lair?
Yep.
Yes, Dungeons and Dragons. Turns out, not for me. Also, my hand cannot grasp a dice. But it didn't matter. I had made friends who will remain a part of my life forever, regardless of whether I can remember their names. After all, that's what Gen Con is about. Community. Perhaps not everyone wanted to play with me, but everyone accepted me. Everyone welcomed me. Except this guy. Ugh, the worst. I, for one, am honored. My city plays host to such an event, where everyone can play their role and roll to play. I'm not crazy about that. No, leave it for now. I'll cut it later. Waxin with Wally is made possible by a generous contribution from the Wimbley Foundation, which is what I call my 401k dividends.
It's such a